Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So happy to have you with us again to connect with you live. I think it's been a week and a half that we didn't connect, so I'm glad we're back, and also really happy that Akasha, Jen Smith, is with us on the show for the first time. Really excited about the inspiring messages she will be sharing with us about her work, about the channeling she does, and also about her story, which is very inspiring. So really excited about the call, about our experience with her, and also about you experiencing her work when we reach the Q&A, where you can ask her your questions, which will be in the second half of the call. And yeah, so for those of you who are new to Akasha, she is a galactic and angelic channel, Akashic Records healer, professional intuitive reader, and healer trainer, and the founder of School of Awakened Living. And the subject today is New Earth Now, Awakening in Action. And yeah, it's a very, very important subject, very powerful, and very related to the time into what we are experiencing. Like, even though so many things like can be very challenging, whether in our personal life or collectively, we see so many events happening that sometimes we don't understand, but at the same time, the energies are calling us to create a new beginning, to create a different timeline for us personally and collectively. And with the message that Akasha will be sharing with us, it can really help us to embody our gifts, our true essence, that really can help us to co-create a new earth, co-create the experience that we want to have for ourselves and others collectively here on earth. And yeah, so she will be talking about that, and also she will be facilitating a powerful activation. So stay tuned for that. That can help us to embody the highest possible expression of our true self. So yeah, it will be a powerful call. And then after that, we will have a Q&A, like I mentioned. And as always, if you want to ask your question and you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand on Zoom app. If you are on the phone, you can press *9. And also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, Akasha, welcome to the show. Very happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Monsef. I'm delighted to be here with you all.
Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, let's start in the beginning talking about your story, your awakening story.
It's always an interesting question to be asked, right? What is your story? How did it happen? Yeah. And so I think what I'll do is offer an overview of the last, because it's still happening, right? It's still happening. So an overview of the last 30 years. I began to wake up in my teens, and that started with lucid dreaming. And then I started having powerful experiences, spontaneous healing with trees, nature, the divine, white light meditations when I was in my early 20s, where the entire room would dissolve into white light. And I was just reading a book and trying an exercise and then having some of these experiences. In my mid-20s, it was more along the lines of peak experiences, unitive experiences. I remember I was sitting on the edge of a creek and a squirrel ran out and it just looked me in the eyes, and I looked it back in the eyes, and I felt this profound energy of all of us connected, completely connected. And I could have run, for days. And it's that feeling where you're feeling everything all at once. I'm sure many of you have experienced this. And it really, these kinds of experiences can really shift how we see the world. And so I had a series of these kinds of experiences. And one of the last big ones that I had was when I was spending some time in Bali. And I was there to study dance and just enjoy and be. And I remember I was talking with someone who gave me the suggestion of, when I'm in a meditation, instead of remembering that we're the divine, that we're God, that we're sovereign, how about you just be it? And so I remember sitting in a meditation and having no idea how to do that or what that meant, but just sitting in the meditation with the intention of just being the divine, being God, as we are, as we all are. And what happened was my energetic field began to expand and expand and expand, and it just kept going. And that experience went on for days, where everyone, when I walked down the street and I looked in their eyes, I could see God shining back at me, the light in their eyes. And there were different degrees of it, right? That each one was living. And I could see more in some and maybe a little less in others. And everything that I experienced, even things that might feel unpleasant or loud noises, it's very busy in Ubud, Bali, where I was, loud noises or unpleasant smells, they all just felt like beautiful life dancing and unfolding. And it wasn't like, oh, I don't like this, or this is frustrating. It was like life. And it was so ordinary. It was just me walking down the street in Bali, passing the crowds and going to the coffee shop. And I love this as an example because it really points to what we're talking about in the sense that this joy and light and freedom exists within us. And I know we all have different situations and different life circumstances, and many are living in different countries. So I don't want to pretend to know what anyone's personal story is. But I do believe, from my perspective, we can create this. We really can create this and then share it and inspire others to remember who they are and do the same. And then it starts to become that beautiful ripple effect spreading across the world in a way that change does happen. And so I'll just stop there and see if there's anything you would like
Yeah,
to say.
yeah, that was a very beautiful message to start with. Um, like to remind us like that we are all one, and the connection that we have beyond the differences. Um, the differences, they are not there to separate us, but it's more to have a variety to co-create and to create like new things on Earth. So yeah, thank you for that message. And also, I would love if you can tell us about your work. And yeah, I don't know, the light turned off. Uh,
Time to talk about the shadow. Is that what's going
yes,
on?
maybe. So yeah, so I would love if you can tell us about your work, how it started, and also what kind of service you are offering.
So, for a lot of years, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I loved learning and I knew I wanted to help people. So I started studying psychology. And I also was very interested in the arts and healing. So I started studying those things young just because I loved them and wasn't quite sure how it was all going to come together. And so I did some school. I got my degree in contemplative psychology from Naropa University, and I also studied health and healing and traditional Eastern arts. And then I got my first crisis counseling job. I was working with youth at risk. I think I was making $8.50 an hour at the time. And I remember thinking, is this what I'm doing? Is this what I'm meant to be doing? I didn't have that click in. I was falling in love with all of the kids and wanting to take care of them and adopt them and help them. And so I loved what I was doing, but it didn't feel like that click of the right thing. Then I met my partner at the time who had a house on the east coast of Florida, and I was living on the west coast of Florida. And he invited me to move in with him, and my intuition said yes. And so I said a prayer and I asked, what do I do next? So I need to jump back because I left out a part of the story, which is that my guides had also encouraged me to work at a metaphysical store, a store for conscious living, where I inadvertently got trained to do readings as a rep for the store. I would show up to rep the classes and I was getting trained. So I said that prayer, what should I do next? I was still doing crisis counseling, and they told me to do readings. And my ego was like, I can't do this. What will people think of me? How will people perceive me? And I ended up calling a person they told me to call who had just opened a metaphysical store, who I'd never talked to. She was one of the people in the class. And she invited me to do readings in her store. And I said, I don't have any real training in this. And she said, You're very intuitive. You're the one I want. And I was the one person she was bringing in. And then I booked an event with my partner, who was a poet and an artist. And I did readings in the back. He did poetry readings in the front, and it was fully booked. I had to stay an hour late and go an hour early. So it was a big yes from the universe. This is what you're meant to be doing. From there, it went on and turned more into channeling and more working with the Akashic records. And I trained and I trained and I trained in a lot of different modalities. And the one that you're going to experience today for the transmission is one that my guides taught me. And it's basically a transmission. And the reason they told me not to call it healing is because it's really like moving from point A to point B. It's like a shift in consciousness. And so it brings in sacred geometry, it brings in energy healing, it brings in the beautiful beings bringing light to us. It brings in um, light language. So there's a lot of different layers to it, but it's done with a specific intention. And when I do this work one to one, I have the person who I'm working with speak what they want to create. So they speak their intention. For us today, we'll focus on creating new earth for us, what that looks like for us, because it's going to be different for each individual. And then I train healers. That's one of the things I do with the School of Awakened Living is I offer a 9-month program, and there are 5 teachers who teach in it, training professional intuitive healers. So they learn counseling skills and authentic relating and listening skills and energy healing technique and how to read clairvoyantly and with cards and all of those things. So that's what my work looks like now.
Thank you. Um, yeah, so I thank you first for sharing about the story for your work, and so also I've been having some issues with the light, so I will continue like this today. Um, so yeah, and also because part of your work is about the Akashic records, and I would love if like when you connect with the clients or with someone you work with, how how do you approach that, and what kind of support or guidance that you can share with them?
So I love working in the Akashic records. It's such a sacred, special place to be. And it's a true honor for anyone who trusts me to open the records with them. And I'm still amazed by the amount of healing that can happen when we're in a person's Akashic records. So I use a prayer method. So I say a prayer, and then I just listen and look and experience what they're showing me, the guides, and then I start sharing it with the person. Often the person wants to work on a specific area of life, or they want some clarity about some next steps. And a lot of times the way this works is all of their teachers and ancestors and ones that are in the records, the light beings, they really want to bring some messages and some healing through first. And sometimes it's related and sometimes it's not. So a lot of times we'll do that first, and then we'll go into some more of the specifics that people are wanting. And we'll look at other lifetimes. That's something that comes up because a lot of clearing is happening through the other lifetimes to make it easier for them to live in a way that they really want to live now in their current life. So that's a lot of what we're doing. And then also healing will happen. The angels and the guides will actually do healing work on people while we're sitting there doing the session. And sometimes the multi-dimensional light transmissions will happen if that's what the person is wanting in their records. And so what can happen is a lot of energy can move, a lot of healing can happen. And it may feel like to the person, I don't know how much is happening, but then they can see in their life some of the shifts and changes as a result.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also because the subject today is co-creating a new Earth. And also, I would love if you can maybe share with us about the connection, like when we access the Akashic records, how this can really help us to bring the true essence that you share about, and can help us to really bring that collective experience of oneness here on Earth.
Could you say a little bit more about what you mean, Mensaf, when they access and how to bring the collective experience?
When we access the Akashic records, like what source of guidance or information or energy that can support us in creating the new Earth?
Well, I think a big part of it is moving the stuff that's in the way for us to show up and be who we are. And when I say be who we are, I mean that on a lot of different levels. So I mean that on the multidimensional level, we're all these amazing multidimensional light beings, right? We're sovereign, we're God, we're spirit, the different words that we can use. We're also these humans having these experiences, right? With maybe some past traumas or our parts or the child in us that has some things to say or wants to eat lots of chocolate and stay up late, whatever it may be. And so I feel it's really important for us to be real with all of who we are and to not pretend to be something or the other, to be really real and help others have more permission to be really real with all of who they are. And through the records, we can move the blocks out of the way that can cause us to think there's something wrong with us, or we're not enough, or we need to be doing more of something to be ready to just be out in the world shining our light or expressing ourselves authentically to someone. And so with these moving of the blocks or moving of the assumptions, there's a lot of ways we can talk about it. Obstacles, healing some of the old karma, the old fears. With moving those out of the way, if we can move just enough to take one step in that direction of being who we really are as these beautiful beings in the world, then we're contributing to creating new earth, and we're being awakening in action when we're inspiring others. And that's how I see it. We can be doing that with just one other person who's witnessing us. It doesn't have to be masses. It can just be one person we're having a conversation with at the grocery store.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you shared about that, maybe also parts or one of the reasons we may feel that we don't feel like what we are doing right now is enough, or we maybe should be doing more, because we always compare ourselves to others. And also in society, there are some predefined judgmental beliefs about what is success, what is being in service, and all those things. But instead of just embracing who we are as we are and trying to connect more of our light, we start comparing to ourselves to others and feeling not enough.
And like your show, we're divinely unique, right? We're all so unique in this multifaceted experience. And the more we bring who we really are, the more of a gift we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And also another question related to New Earth. Maybe in the beginning you shared a little bit about oneness, and I would love if you can maybe tell us, because we hear a lot about it, like what is like your general perspective about it, what it is, and how can it be reflected in the physical reality? How can we experience it?
A nice, easy question, right? Okay.
Very easy.
Yes, yes. So I see it as an essence. It's an essence if we're going to look from the perspective of duality. An essence that moves through all of us, even the things we might think are not godlike or are not divine-like. So it's an essence that moves through all of us and is in all of us. And it can wake up at any moment to where we know it consciously with our mind. And it can be playing out through us doing what it does, with us without us knowing it consciously with our mind. So I see it as an essence that's all of creation. It's all of what we know. And way beyond this universe, to me, it is the essence of the fabric of existence. And so if we look at it if I'm going to try to talk about it from a non-dual perspective, from from just the oneness, it's love light. It's pure love light, where there's nothing to do, there's nothing to be, there's nothing to change. It's nothing to learn. It literally is just, if there's such a thing as perfection, that's what it is. Just pure love, light, grace. It can feel like when I've glimpsed it, it can feel like joy, bliss, delight, gratitude, just absolutely the highest expression we could ever imagine ourselves as.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much. And so do you feel maybe it's the right time for the activation?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. So, what everyone can do is you can find a place to where you can sit with your spine nice and straight, or you can lay down with your spine nice and straight. This way, the energy can move more easily. And while you're getting ready, I'm just going to go inward and say a prayer. Okay. Bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the stomach. And take in a nice, long, deep breath. And then on the exhale, you can let go of whatever is for the highest good for you to release now. Take in another nice, long, deep breath and hold it, letting all of the beautiful oxygen move to all the cells, filling them with light. And then when you're ready in your own time and space, letting the exhale happen. I wonder if you can relax now. Take yourself to a nice, deep state of meditation. And only you know the perfect level of meditation for you to go to experience today's activation. Set the intention to take yourself here now to the perfect level of depth within your own being. Trust that your intentions are powerful and that they can happen when you choose them. And relaxing and going deeper, letting any thoughts you may be having just drift away like white, puffy clouds against the blue sky. Until the sky is all blue. letting yourself just be, really letting yourself be. All of you is 100% welcome here. Feel yourself settling more and more. And now for our transmission, just relax, open, and receive. Trusting it's meeting you right where you're at in this moment in a way that's for the highest and greatest good for all. Yeshire karahan ere are mekiaha eshem wa. Ina ele eshem mukuhema nashale anyakum. Receive the sacred geometry falling now. Echere kamana alashe ie kia an uwim ana ie e, like codes for you designed specifically. Eshere kodnu usham miana ala ie ashum, wekara anakala iahan. Eshema in you wama ana ashakara hanaha. We love you, dear ones. We are with you always and happy to help. Eshere ka ale ia ane anu oshoku wema ana ale eshere nia ana a. En ia kurun ne kiera hala eshem mia un uecheren eshem maha. Emme e a en no o ere a ekr ne eche eshe ma an ne ele arun nukuraha. Ia ele eshekara hana asham hu. The healing of the Herkimer diamond now. Esheren kana ana ala shekiyeye o. As you plug into the earth grid, you receive eshe kurun nekia ama ana ele arre akum. Letting release what wants to be let go of. Eshe shuhuwe emini ala enekia mahan. Ere ania kuru wishekara ana ale mahahie. En ne ale an no e ma ashe akia an ne an e akuru ma an a. The soul's greatest longing. Echere anakaha eme eshe anuku em ia, to be expressed. Eshere ema anna elehe. Let the blessings run over you like water. Feel yourself blessed, bathed, renewed, purified in the ways that feel absolutely delightful for you. Ira eye kiehi anuku wema anala eshe. Ama ea anacha kieye aye. Hue ale anacha eshe kurun nekiama hana a. Amma ia ele eshe kahaha. We are blessing your path. We are blessing each step that you take now. Esheren niala kara an nushuku em miehiyeye. Feel the joy echeka ana of what it feels like to let your soul have its full expression. Eshekru ekia alahia ana asha am we ehe kara ana. We eshem ma'ana yele iakom ho. And it's always in a way that is for the highest and greatest good of all. This is how we support, because we are all connected. We are all one. And when one awakens, all are capable of awakening. Eshekia ele ia ana ashem mahaha nye. Know the truth in you. Know that you are the divine. Never forget this, dear one. You are loved beyond what you could possibly ever know with your human mind. Let this sink in. Let yourself receive this deep knowing so that it may be with you through all of time and space, whatever existence you are choosing to create on. You are a creative being. You have more power than you also know with your conscious mind. We love you and we support you in creating what is for the highest good. Take in a nice deep breath now. And on the exhale, letting go. of whatever is for the highest good to release now on the out breath. You are free, dear ones. You are free. And with this, we leave you now in this capacity. But remember, we are never far. And taking your time to come back, letting yourself really fully come back into the body, into the here and now, fully being here, you as you in your divine expression.
Thank you very much. For me, it was like grounding and bringing into more peace experience through from the beginning when we connected to the heart, and then also loved the light language that you channeled. So thank you very much. And also, everyone, we'd love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat boxes, whether on Zoom or on YouTube. And Laura, she wrote, thank you. And so let me see. Also, can we start taking questions from the audience? All right. So Rhonda, she wrote, powerful transmission. Thank you. So a reminder, everyone, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand on Zoom. Also, you can type *9 on your phone to raise your hand, and you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. So Rhonda, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for taking my question.
Please, Rhonda, can you please talk closely to the mic or the phone, because your voice it sounds very far.
Okay, how about now?
It's still the voice. Akasha, can you hear what she's saying? Or
I think I can hear well enough.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah,
Hello?
Rhonda? Yeah, can you ask your question now?
Oh, yes. I've been diagnosed with rare skin disease called morphea. And I was trying to see if I have any.
Actually, Rhonda, you are cutting out. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You are cutting out.
Okay,
No, we can't hear
okay.
what you're saying. So let's do something. If you can, are you using your phone or a mic?
Hello?
Yeah, that's better now.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was trying to see if I can have some blocks removed for healing my body from a rare skin disease and diabetes as well.
I'm so sorry you're experiencing that, Rhonda. And I'm wondering, was there the first part of the question that I missed with that?
Just that I was trying to see if any blocks can be removed to help my body heal from this.
Okay. So you can just relax, and I'm just gonna tune in and then just see what's coming.
Thank you.
So my attention is brought to the heart. And what I see with the heart is they're showing me that your heart has the capacity to do a lot more healing than maybe you might have thought. And it's really what they're showing is like if you can, a relaxing into the heart space more so that your own heart frequency can include the entire body. And what will come with that is, with the flowing of the heart, there may be some difficult emotions that are moving, which could be described as blocks, right? But it's all just energy that wants to move. So what I'm seeing is more of the emotional release is going to be helpful for you through the opening of the heart and intentionally keeping the heart open. this also helps increase awareness to a degree that you can relax a little bit more and trust life and trust your body in a way that brings more peace and faith. And then what happens is you start to have more of the calm feeling or the relaxed feeling, and then the skin starts to settle more. So there's the easing of the nervous system that starts to happen more. But my attention was brought to the heart right away, and that's where they're recommending you start. Would you like to say anything in response to that?
Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. During the transmission, I felt pain in my body and it disappeared after it was done. So thank you.
That can happen during transmissions. I'm glad you brought it up in case anyone else experienced that. And that's often what is happening. Blocks are moving. And especially when it ends like that, the way you're describing it. And I've experienced it too. It can feel a little intense at times, but the blocks are moving. It's the energy blocks moving out. So just be really gentle with yourself after the transmission and rest, drink a lot of water. Everyone goes into the Lemurian Healing Integration Chamber for 3 days after the transmission to help with any of the integration that could happen. Thank you, Rhonda.
Wonderful.
I wish you so many blessings with continued healing.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Rhonda. And also thank you, Akasha. And I will read some feedback about the activation. The first from Linda. Very beautiful. Felt myself swaying with such a sense of peace. Sulis, so thankful for the beautiful, powerful activation, yawning in the end. And Pippa, that was beautiful. Thank you. Having felt triggered all day, I am feeling so much peace. Much love. And Inna, such a delight. Beautiful. Yeah, so also, Inna, can you please unmute yourself? I think the first time she joins us.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Ina.
Ina.
And I'm just wondering what she can tell me, what she feels.
Okay, Ina, so you just want an open kind of guidance to come to you through me. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they're telling me you have a very playful spirit, and joy is one of your greatest gifts in this life. And the more you're in the joy and the playful aspects of you, it's like it makes life so worth living for you. It just becomes this dance in a way that just feels a lot easier. And they're saying this is important to remember, regardless of what seems to be happening. This is your essence and the magic you bring to situations or the gifts you bring. So it exists within you. And so they're saying, remember your gifts, and remember who you are. You have a lot to offer, and you don't want to underestimate all that you're capable of. And with this, we are meant to be as empowering as possible to you in this moment, and to again remind you of who you are, remind you of your essence. Nothing ever really ends.
Oh, enchanting. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Ina.
Yeah, thank you, Ina, and thank you, Akasha. And we have a written question from Linda. I would love a reading if possible. I am unable to come on live. Sorry. I am open to whatever comes through. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so they're telling me matters of the heart. And it's like there's a heartache or like a heartache for something that's such a deep longing is what I'm getting. And yes, it could look like things in life or different human experiences, matters of the heart in that sense. But they're telling me the longing is much deeper than that. It's being confused for something in life. And so, meaning like everyday existence, if I only got this, then I would be much better. If I only could get this relationship to work in this particular way or this particular person, then I would be doing much better. But what they're really showing is the true longing, and the heartache is about a deep longing for you to feel that connection to all that is, to the divine. And a lot of how you have been experiencing it has been through another. And so the gift or the opportunity right now is to experience it more through self. And they're telling me through earth and nature and animals, and to experience it in these ways so that then the next situation that you're attracting, there's less of feeling like it has to be gotten from the other person and much more of it coming from you. And then you and the other person can be in this beautiful, loving space together that feels a lot more harmonious and peaceful. Wish you a lot of blessings.
Yeah, thank you very much, Akasha, and thank you, Linda, for your question. We would love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat. And let's take a question from Lara. Can you please unmute yourself?
Thank you, Monsef, and thank you, Akasha, for being here. My question is, what is keeping me from healing or from being able to access my gifts in this lifetime? I'm just feeling very stuck and like there's something that's keeping me from getting to them. Thank you.
You're so welcome. What they're showing me is this is more of a mindset situation. So it's working with the mind, and through doing this, you have a powerful mind. You're able to do a lot with your mind. And so they're wanting you to use your abilities and your skills, your tools to work with your thoughts in a way that they're not downward spiraling. And they're telling me to give an example that happened for me this morning as I was getting ready. I was using this rose face soap that I have, and it's one of those twist tops, and it wouldn't open. And I found myself getting a little frustrated. And then I ended up starting to have a thought about a difficult conversation we had. So there was like this downward spiraling that was starting to happen in just a second. And it was like the guidance came in was no, choose presence. So I just simply shifted and chose presence, and the top opened right away. And it's a simple example, but it's just the flow states we can create with the choices that we make. And so they're really talking about you working with mind. Some of the best ways to do this are mindfulness meditations. You can also do things like teach your mind how to think differently, how to focus on what is working, what is beautiful in the moment. And there's a lot of practices to do that. Affirmations. You can work in the ways with the body where you're looking to see what's feeling good and right in the body, even if a lot of the rest of what you're feeling isn't feeling so good. You find the one thing that feels good and right, the pinky. So they're saying train your mind. Yours is a train your mind situation. And then what you're going to start to see is there is a lot that is working. It's already working. It's just there's part of you that hasn't been able to see it. And then more and more is going to be working as you raise your frequency and more doors and opportunities open for you.
Thank you so much. That's spot on. I have affirmations all over my apartment. So I guess I've been doing it. It's just not going as quickly as I want. Thank you very much. Blessings.
You're very welcome. Blessings to you.
Yeah, thank you, Lara, and thank you, Akasha, for the guidance. And we have a feedback from Linda. Thank you. That resonated so fully. Much love. Yeah, and yeah, we will take more questions in a little bit. But before that, Akasha, I would love if you can tell us about the Becoming an Empowered and Authentic Leader program that you are offering us. It's a 5-module program, and I invite everyone to follow us on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, Jen. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live event page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. So Akasha, I would love if you can tell us about that program.
Thank you, Mansef. I would love to. So one fun thing about the way this program was created is my guides were calling me to channel, and it was for about an hour. Regularly, they would have me sit down and channel. I had no idea what the topic was. I would just sit and listen and then let the transmissions come through. So after I had done about 12 of these over the course of a year, my Pleiadian guides were saying, you need to do a leadership program. This is really important right now. There's a lot of people on the fence who who are meant to be doing healing or want to be doing more healing work and leading work in conscious ways, and they're not taking action, or there's more that they could do that's going to feel good and right for them, and we need them. The collective needs them. And so I thought I was going to be creating this whole other program. And then I realized that I had already created a lot of it through these 12 channelings. So the channelings are about an hour long. 10 of them are about an hour long, and 2 of them are shorter. They're between a half an hour and 40 minutes. And they really are a lot of what we were doing today in terms of getting rid of the blocks, opening up and activating the aspects of you that are meant to be doing certain things in the world that you wanted to do on a soul level. So it's like awakening more of that within you, and ultimately more of that in your life. And then there's also a workbook that takes you through guided prompts to help you get clear on what your soul mission is and what you're meant to be doing. And this can change. This can be different things at different times. So it takes you through some writing exercises and some meditations. There's beautiful prayers and invocations as part of it, to help just instantly activate the energy that you're needing or wanting in a moment. There is a lovely daily practice guided meditation that helps you ground, clear, and receive, and set your energetic field to exactly what is best and right for you in that moment. And it's really a process you can do at your own pace. But if you feel called to do it, I highly, highly recommend you do all of it, because it's really a transformational process. So when you go all the way through, then you can see, how did this affect? How is my life changing now because I did this? So do what you can to show up if any blocks could present, and go all the way through and finish it, so that you can have more of that support to live the life you really want to be living and be who you are in the world, and what you came here to do on those levels that you came here to do it. So hopefully that's clear enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Akasha, for offering this to our audience, and also for the work you are doing, because like we were talking about, we are co-creating New Earth, and also for that we need new kind of leaders who lead from the heart with authenticity, and like without the agendas that we've been seeing on Earth before. So it's like a big transformation, big time for transformation, and I love that you are contributing to that through your work, and also through the program you are offering us here on the show. So so grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, so again, everyone, I invite you to sign up to this program, and for that you can visit the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, JEN. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live event page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description, and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. So can we take more questions from the audience?
Sure.
All right, so Haley, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Mansaf. Thank you. And hi,
Hi.
Akasha.
Hi, Haley.
I was wondering if you have any guidance in regards to my work. We're going through a lot of changes right now, and I don't know what my next move is, really. And I was wondering if there's any guidance.
It's funny because what they're saying is, they're saying stop thinking about it. It's this quality of, get out of your head about it. And they mean this in the most loving of ways, right? It's not like you're doing anything wrong, or you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, but it's more to help you. And so they're saying get out of your head about it. And And if you can drop down into more of a relaxed meditative place about it when you are going to get some more guidance, that's the place they want you to be moving from. Because there's a lot at work here, and it's much more than a job. And I understand how important a job is and all of that. I get it. But there's a lot more happening on other levels. And so they really want you to come from that deeper place. And what they're offering is that when you do have the right next move, it's going to be so clear. It's going to be really, really clear. And so until you have that, until you know that, this is practice for you in being with the uncertainty and being in the mystery, which is it's a major, it's some of the hardest work we do, I think, as humans, to really surrender into the unknown. And so that's what they're asking of you now. Do you want to ask a follow-up question or say anything?
No follow-up questions. It really resonates though, even when you said in your healing to relax into it, it was, oh yes, like I definitely need to do that more. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, and I wish you the best. May it be the most wonderful situation when it's presented.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Haley. And thank you, Akasha. And let's see. Sulis, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you so much, Mochef. Hello, Akasha. I was so excited to hear that you have a special connection with Bali because I'm an Indonesian.
That is so special. That's really special.
Yes.
I'm going to be there on April 22nd. I'm heading back again.
Oh, wow, lucky you. I live in Germany. So,
Okay.
yes. Um, yes, I would like you to scan for the financial abundance. I'm struggling with money flow and there is something blocking, I feel, um, regarding the house that I bought with my ex-husband, but he's not moving, and I'm still waiting for my money. And I'm also looking for a job now, but I feel very little confidence in that because I made a long break taking care of my kids for a few years.
Okay, so what they're showing me, this is a solar plexus situation, and what they mean by that is it's like a power of the wills, and where they want you to start is with your own power and knowing what you're capable of. They're saying come back to your roots, come back to what you know. You have a lot of ability to create, and you know how, but some of the hard times or some of the challenges recently have caused you to forget who you are and what you know how to do. So they're really recommending you come back to, yeah, this is a very strong message. You come back to the amazing sovereign being that you are and connecting in the ways that feel like they're in alignment with your truth and your way, not anyone else's. And they mean this even down to countries, governments, relationships, family, religion, all of it. They're saying your way. You have much more ability to do this than you may be thinking right now or giving yourself credit. And some of what's causing you to go into some of those spaces is the dynamic with your former partner. And so you keep choosing again and again that I'm not, no, I'm powerful. I can create, I can attract, I can live with abundance. I'm making this choice now. And so because they're showing that from your solar plexus, my sense is there's some more to clear here. So we'll do some of that clearing right now if you're open to it.
Yes, I am. Please. Thank you.
Welcome. So that they're just moving it's a lot of like holding energy or you know how like you can clench your stomach a little bit or hold it. That's some of the energy they're showing with this frequency. So they're moving some of that energy out now. And if you can just imagine a sun shining really bright in your solar plexus. And any emotion that may come with this, it's just part of the clearing. And if you can just let it happen, that's going to serve you. Okay, good. It just moved up through the heart and through the throat. And so now they're working. I understand it could be a little uncomfortable, but if you just let it keep moving, it's going to be helpful. And they're working now with some of the lower chakras, the lower half of the body. And this is going to help you feel like you have more ability to create on the earth plane. Okay, and so your energy is able to move much more easily now down through the lower half of the body. They just keep saying, come back to your roots. And some of this is literally like feel yourself rooted into the earth and nature and your connection, but also come back to what you know in terms of your ability to create and your own sense of power. Does this make sense?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, my stomach is moving. I feel something's moving. Yes, everything resonates. I felt that all the time, and that I was much more suffering than nowadays, which is actually not really correct. I am always suffering, and but I kind of lost that sense for some reasons.
And you're coming back. And so that's what's happening. Your life is rearranging so that you can come back to it more, because this is what you're really wanting. You're really wanting to come back to that sovereign way of knowing and being and knowing yourself. And
Yes.
your work and money, those are all things that, yes, again, they're important, but really what you most want is to know yourself as that sovereign one. And then all of the other things start to fall into place. So start there with knowing yourself as a sovereign one, coming back to your roots, and then watch the things start to open up for you. And they're really, it's a very strong message that I have chills all over my whole body. This is the path for you right now. And of course, any guidance I share, take what feels true and leave the rest as always. But they're really encouraging you to do this.
Oh yes. Thank you so much. So beautiful, resonating, and powerful. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you and for
You're
your
very
divine
welcome.
support.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bless you.
Bless you. I wish you the best with it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sulis. And thank you, Akasha, for the guidance. Let's see. Joshua on the phone. Can you please unmute yourself?
Aloha.
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 Grateful to be here. Really enjoying the conversation, and the activation was powerful. Thank you. My question is, I've been getting guided to do readings, and I get a lot of messages, clairaudience, and a lot of visuals. I'm wondering if my record keepers saying it would be wise just to start practicing on friends, or if like a training would help me, like any steps to how to navigate diving into doing readings. And for some reason, I wonder if it's linked to a past life in Atlantis, because during the meditation that was coming up, it was like, ask her about Atlantis. So yes.
Wonderful. It's very exciting to be doing readings. And I can feel your level of awareness, and it's a big yes to doing the readings is what I'm hearing. What they are encouraging you to do is to do it in a like what's being called for is more system or structure for you. And I'm seeing this like especially with the lower half of the body. And so they mean this in the way that you're doing the readings, in terms of how you set it up, but also my sense is, someone who's like a mentor or someone who you trust in this way that can help guide you when things come up that feel a little unexpected, and help you navigate with your own frequency. One thing that's really important for you right now is grounding, and the amount that we're able to hold well in our bodies in terms of the expanded states and the divine energies when we're channeling has everything to do with how grounded we are. So from the lower half, the waist down, you have a grounding tube that extends down to the core of the earth, right? Your energetic grounding tube. And you always want to feel deeply grounded when you're doing any kind of readings or channeling work. And like I have a massive piece of hematite underneath me. I'm sitting really solid on my hips. So that grounded piece is a really important part of taking care of yourself, taking care of the people you work with, and also just being good to your body. So that's what I'm getting in terms of some of the next steps for you is a systematic structure, and ideally someone you can have as a mentor to help you in a way that they're available to you, they're accessible to you. The piece with Atlantis, yes, I do feel a strong connection with Atlantis, and they're showing this through your heart, and this is one of the reasons it's felt harder to connect with a lot of what's going on in the world and in society for you. You're very aware of how differently it can be done, and so they really want you to trust your true nature, know who you are, feel the beautiful expanded self that you are as you choose to walk on this earth. You chose to incarnate and be here in this body and walk on this earth. So what does that look like for you through your authentic expression of your body in this world? Okay, so that's what I have for you today. I hope that helps.
Awesome. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. And blessings to you and everybody on the call.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Aloha.
very much. Aloha.
Yeah. Thank you, Joshua. And thank you, Akasha. Let's see, we have Pippa. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? Yes.
Hello. I have just moved house from Glastonbury to Wales in the UK. And I've bought this property for land, and I thought it was going to be some sort of healing centre, but I'm having sort of feelings that I'm not in the right place. I'm feeling very ungrounded here.
Scotland. Yeah, they're saying Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's what was coming through right away.
So I'm not meant to be here in Pembrokeshire, in Wales.
My sense is that they're answering more the question of the healing center and what you're doing there, in terms of what you're creating. Yes, very strong affirmation on Scotland. I'm asking now what you just asked. They don't phrase it like that. They're saying you're always meant to be everywhere. You know how this can be, right? From their perspective. But what they're showing is it's feeling like a little bit of a like a weight on the shoulders or a little bit of a burden. Not too heavy or terrible, but just enough that right now, for whatever reason, there is a path that's going to feel better for you. That's what they're showing.
Right, yeah, because I seem to be under a flight path, but these aren't traditional planes, if you know what I mean. These are toxin planes, and it's really stressing me out. And I'm just feeling perhaps I'm not meant to be here.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a bit of the again, like overwhelm is too strong of a word, and like a heavy burden is too strong of a word, but they're showing your energetic field coming up into your head and like some of the worry or the anxiousness that can happen. And so there is a way for your environment to be more conducive to you really relaxing more. But one thing that they really want you to know is you are an incredible, resilient being, and you are capable of healing anything, being the light wherever you are. And you're more powerful than anything that could feel like it could be harmful to you. So they want you to feel that and know that for the time that you may be choosing to be there, and then see what else seems to be opening up and feels like more of the flow for you.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much. Gosh, you made me feel so much better.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And with the session earlier, the transmission. No, so really brilliant. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Okay, thank you. Love to you both. Bye.
Love to you too.
Thank you. Bye, Pippa. And yeah, thank you so much, Akasha, for the guidance. And Yeah, we have a comment from Sulis. Amazing clearing. I'm still shaking and releasing. Much love and gratitude. Beautiful. And let's see. Miriam, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello.
Wow. I loved the transmission and all the reading that you're sharing with others is also supporting me and beautiful. I love how soothing and the Lemurian style of energy that I feel flowing through you, and that is being sparked in me as you're sharing. I find it challenging as a soul that is aware of so many different energies in the cosmos, and it can be overwhelming as things are opening up. I do have some intense health challenges that I want my physicality to be able to express more fully what's in my spirit, my heart, and my soul, so I can move more freely. And how to balance, as you are working with another person, that joy with the deep, calming, soothing, softening ways that my soul also wants to experience and express. Like, we can be restful as we move, as we're in our joy. So anything that you could share that would help me, I guess, express more comfortably with the fullness of my capacity. Maybe that's a way to summarize.
Hello, it's lovely to see you.
Mm-hmm.
It's lovely to see you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
It does feel like a sweet recognition. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're showing me for you is it's seated meditation. It's a seated meditation, and the joy is pouring from the heart, and I mean just pouring from the heart, and you're getting used to being able to be with it, and because joy is it's a very strong frequency, right? It can be very intense. So you're getting used to being with it when you're not moving. And as you're sitting in meditation and you're letting that joy frequency move out through you, you're also helping heal the body more and the system more, because it starts to call your whole body and being to some of those higher frequencies, and then you're feeling better. So they're showing you sitting meditation or stillness. The other thing that I saw was bhakti, or like, I don't know if you do kirtan or anything like that, but it was this quality of being able to be in these high frequencies and joy and energies while you're just being still. And it's almost like a muscle you're working or you're developing. And it's actually one of the reasons you're asking about it, they're saying, is because you know it's your avenue to healing. This is your medicine. And to be able to sit with the joy and contain it and let it move through your system as it helps heal and raise things to a level that feel good. And so they're encouraging you to find ways to do it where you, like you're saying, where you can be still and still experience that joy. Yeah.
And then when I'm sharing with the world and interacting with the world, am I holding that frequency? And it's so I can play too with it. I literally can move my body. So it's not just about the stillness, right?
So I'm listening. There's a deeper level for your question here. So I'm just listening. So, okay, so what they're giving me is the image of, you know how Kundalini can like move the spine? Like it can move you almost like you're dancing, like kind of like a back and forth, and it can feel really blissful and happen in that way. There's absolutely movement ways, but it's like they're saying, that, you know, the ecstatic, moving, dancing, kind of jumping way isn't your way right now. Like that's just what they're saying. And I don't know if that's been one of the ways you've done it, but right now you're wanting to learn a way to do it where you're in stillness. So in your interactions with other people, they can feel joy. They can feel the joy coming through your eyes or your face or your voice, even if you're not necessarily saying anything about it or doing anything with it. They can feel it. It's like a transmission that you're sharing with them. And we all go around giving transmissions all the time, right? And that's part of how we are creating this reality, this new earth, these experiences is what we choose to let emanate from us. So absolutely, you'll be bringing it with the ones you're interacting with as well.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so very much.
you're very welcome. And they want you to know that sometimes the joy is there at the same time as the sadness and, at the same time as the difficulties. It's all there all at the same time. It can be. And so it doesn't have to be the one or the other. They're just reminding us of that.
Yeah, the and is a big word for me right now. And I did get a phrase a while back that joy is peace dancing and peace is joy at ease.
Mm. Mm. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Monsef. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Miriam. Much love. And also thank you so much, Akasha, for the guidance. We have a written question from Annette. Do my guides see a job or more financial abundance for me? I'm 68 and feel like it's getting late. Thank you.
One of the things I'm seeing is art. They're just showing me like the creation of art. And I'm just asking more why they're showing that. They're saying that is an avenue for you. And yeah, okay, so that's what they're showing, that there are many ways to bring income in, and it doesn't have to end with ways that it was done, before. So for example, if you worked in a certain way and that was how money was coming in, then one could think that if I don't have this way of bringing it in anymore, then it might be more limited. And so as you let yourself play a little bit more with some of these other ways that feel fun and exciting and like what you want to be doing, not like work, like something you're really enjoying, and that's part of why they're showing us the art, is you're able to then, to your surprise, have more of the income coming in ways that feel really good. And I'm just seeing the creative is a big one here. I'm just seeing being creative, and there also seems to be collaboration happening. So it's like there's people you're joining together and doing things in groups with, and then everyone comes, like maybe people sell their things, or it's like this kind of fun, collaborative New Earth way of doing it. Yeah. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, can we take maybe one more question? Yeah. Let's see. Sue on the phone. Hello.
Hi, Modestet. Welcome back.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Akasha. My name is Sue. My question is, I'm having a circulation problem on the left side of my body, especially my ankle, foot. It's always swollen and the swelling never really goes down. I'm wondering what the blockage is of why it's only on the left side and not the whole body. It's just mainly the leg.
Okay. One of the things, I know you asked a different question, but one of the things they're showing me is a shaking, like a shaking practice. I don't know if you ever do anything like that, but you can lay on your back in the bed or in the floor and literally just shake the leg. And of course, I'm not giving any medical advice, but this is one of the things that they were showing me.
Okay.
Yeah, it can really help. It can really help with stagnant fluid in the body. It's a wonderful way to move it. Yeah, the left foot can represent the feminine, and it can be connected to the root. So I'm just seeing if they're showing me any more here with that. Yeah, it looks like it has to do with some aspect of you moving forward in a particular way. And this looks like it's a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's not a way that you normally do it. It's a softer, more feminine way. And there's some part of you that is a little bit nervous about it, like a little bit nervous if I do this, or what will happen, or how could this unfold? And so anything you can do to let yourself move forward, even if it's the smallest little bit, even if it's imagining it. Whatever is going to help you feel like you're taking steps forward, moving forward towards this piece that could feel a little scary or a little nerve-wracking. My sense is that's going to help you. It's going to help you because our body can do curious things sometimes when we're taking steps forward or wanting to make a change. And it can feel like we're stopped in our tracks at times physically. And so there's a time to pay attention and to not, really do anything that could make things worse for the body and to just rest. And there's a time to just move forward a little bit more, so that we're not stopped at that threshold that we're about to walk through. So it's a delicate balance, and it's helpful to have the wisdom to know which is which. But what I'm getting is take that little bit of a step forward for you, and that the shaking could be really helpful.
Oh, okay. Because I've been doing, I'm doing like exercises with a personal trainer because I have an eyesight problem, sight challenge right now. And we've been doing a lot with the legs to get the lymph and fluid and everything moving. And I noticed, it's funny, my right leg will go with the flow, my left leg will do its own thing. And I'm like, why do I keep ignoring the left side? And that must be, like you said, the feminine. Does that have to do with anything with receiving the left, like feminine and receiving? Like I know I've heard masculine is giving, feminine receiving.
Yes, absolutely. And it's many things, the feminine, but definitely receiving. Yeah. And the shaking really helps with what you're talking about too. And you can just lay on your back and do it and shake. And it'll literally put your legs up in the air. I was doing it today. Put your legs up in the air and just shake, and it helps move those fluids really well. There's also something that they sell here in the US called Lymph Mover. It's Wish Garden Herbs. And again, I'm not recommending anything or like giving medical advice, but I find it to be very helpful for myself.
I am been taking a lymph infusical through Ness, and also a lymph pill. And yes, you're right, it does help. I've noticed also with the exercising, that has really helped the lymphatic system a lot.
Great. Well, I wish you continued blessings with it, continued healing with it.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and blessings to you. That has helped me a lot, and the transmission was very beautiful. That really helped my body a lot. And thank you, Madaset, for calling on me, and blessings to both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sue.
Thank
much
you.
Love.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And thank you very much, Akasha, for the guidance. And so thank you for the time you spent with us, for all the support, guidance you gave to our audience, for the activation, also the discussion was very inspiring. So thank you very much for everything you shared with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Mansef, for this and for everything that you do to be creating New Earth now. And so many blessings to all the people who are here with us and will be.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for sharing with us your energy, co-creating with us this experience as well. And so again, you can find or sign up for the program Becoming an Empowered Authentic Leader on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Jen, JEN. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And so with that, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye, everyone.